Okay, I just wanted to do a quick video that shows how I use orbit lines and basically a notepad to always pop out facing the station mail slot. Um, Most people have, they know how to do it and have a 50-50 chance at facing the mail slot, but not quite as many probably use this little trick to always pop out facing the mail slot. Before I get started, just wanted to point out some of the things I'm going to talk about are the landmarks in the skybox. So the landmarks, obviously the galaxy is a pretty blatant landmark for you to use. The Magellanic Clouds there, the large and small, at least I hope that's how you say that. That's a good bright landmark. Orion Nebula is a good one, although that can be a little bit hard to see when you first pop out from a star when you exit hyperspace. And then there's the North American Nebula, I believe it is, and that one's pretty bright, which is good because you can usually see that one even right after you pop out from the star. But basically I use orbit lines and these landmarks in the skybox so that I know that when I pop out facing the station that I'm going to be facing the mail slot. For some folks it doesn't matter, they're not in a big hurry, and that's cool. For some folks it does matter, and they want to get to the mail slot as quickly as possible. You know, if you're trading, maybe you don't want to waste the time flying around the back of the station to get there, or if you're smuggling, I suppose would be another spot where you don't want to spend time flying around the station because you're going to get scanned and get fined. Or if you just wanted and need to get into that station for one reason or another, you got a ship there, or you want to pay off your bounty or something like that. So there's some good reasons why you don't want to waste time flying around the station, where you'd rather pop out facing the mail slot and just go right there and you're done. So I'm going to pop into this system right now and pretend like it's the first time I've been to this system and just show you what I do. One thing I have to point out is I've got into the habit that when I pop into a system, I always fly so that the orbit lines are a little bit above the center line of my HUD. So that's just the way that I fly. I don't really have to think about it anymore, I just do it. So let me go there. I already have a station selected, Elrich Terminal, and I'll tell you what I'm doing here. So let's go ahead and throttle up, make the jump, and I'll pick it back up when I get there. So I've popped into the system and I have the Hubrith settlement. Sorry, that's the name of the station I'm going to. Gonna point my ship towards that, and I'm gonna make it so that I have the orbit lines a little bit above the center line of my HUD. See some landmarks here. Okay. So if this is the first time I was going to this station, I would look at things like, okay, the galaxy is below the orbit lines. Any other landmarks? Look around. No, I don't see any of the other ones. So for this one I would use galaxy below. So I'm thinking to myself, galaxy below the orbit lines. Now I'm just going to fly to the station like normal. And the thing that everybody knows, or most people know, is you want to fly from the planet towards the station so that you have a better chance of facing the mail slot. And it's actually, that'll give you a 50-50 chance, because the mail slot is always facing the same angle and it's always facing the planet. So I'm just flying up, trying to get kind of perpendicular to the orbit line of the station, fly between the planet and the station, and I'm either going to get it right or I'm not, so we'll see. Again, the galaxy below is the note in my head that I'm trying to remember. And then as I get closer, I'm going to look at my nav bubble there, the little circle with the blue dot in it, wait till that gets halfway between the middle and the top. And it is, and then I'm going to pull up towards the station. Alright, so now I'm either going to pop out facing the slot or I'll be about 90 degrees off from it. We'll see here in a few seconds. But the thing to remember is the galaxy was below the orbit lines as I was flying towards the station. And I've got the planet that it orbits right behind me, which is what you want. Pop out a super cruise and see if I won. I didn't. Okay, so the thing to note here would be the next time I fly into the system, going to this starport, I want to have the galaxy above the orbit lines. That's all I have to remember. So this station, Huber Wrath, galaxy above. Now the next time when I fly here, I'll pop out and I will be facing the mail slot. So just to show you one more example of what I'm doing, I'm going to go to a system where I have been before and I noted the orientation of the landmarks in the background. I'm going to fly to it, do the same thing, and then I will pop out facing the slot. So I'll pick that up back up in a second. Okay, so I've selected my station in the system Pepper. The name of the station is also Pepper, so that might be a little confusing, but just going to fly the same way once I pop into the system and face the mail slot. So here we go. Let me just get going here, and I'll pick it back up when I get there. Okay, so I just wanted to show real quick the program that I use to keep track of how I need to orient my ship when I go into a new system. It's the Tray Computer Extension Mark II by Venture. You can find it on the forums, but let me just unhide it here so I can show you. So the main UI is at the top. I don't really want to talk about that right this second here, but a summary panel down at the bottom right is what I use. And I'm just gonna, you see it's normally I have it hidden, but I'm just gonna pull it up here, and it tells me under the Star System Notes how to orient my ship, because I've made a note. I've been there before, I made a note, and so I know how I need to orient my ship. That's what I use. It's simple, it's quick, you know, it's not a separate spreadsheet or something I need to keep, and it you know, it shows up on the screen here when I'm playing Elite. So it's not obtrusive, it's easy to use, and it does the job. So let me go to Pepper here, and I'll pick back up on the video once I pop into the system. Alright, I'm on my way to Pepper in hyperspace. That summary panel will pop up and show me my note. MG above, O below. So the Magellanic Clouds in the galaxy above and O below.
Fuel scooping.
Just need to find them.
Fuel scoop disengaged.
Okay, there's Orion there on the left. You can kind of, it's faint, but I need that below. So alright, I'm oriented properly. I will pop up facing the mail slot. I got O below with Magellanic Clouds. Yep, there they are. Over on the left, they're above. On my way to Pepper, I got the orbit lines slightly above the center of my hood, because that's just the way I fly. And as I approach the starport here, again, you want to fly from the planet towards the starport. I think everybody knows that. Gives you a 50-50 chance of facing the mail slot, but this should pop me out facing the mail slot every single time. And that's the key, is doing it the same way every time. When you pop into the system, orienting your ship the same way, using the landmarks in the skybox. So as I get closer here, I'm going to pull up a little bit. Try to come in perpendicular to the orbital plane of the starport with the planet. Try to get it so that when I face the starport, the planet is directly behind me. That'll make sure that I'm oriented left to right. And using the navigation ball there, the little blue ball, will make sure that I'm oriented properly up and down. Again, pulling up when I see that blue ball halfway between the middle and the top of the circle there. So alright, I've got coming in between the planet and the starport. That's what I want. Should be good left to right. And I just gotta wait for the blue ball. Come up to the middle. Alright, that looks pretty good. I'll pull up, face the station. You can see on the radar the planet is a little to my left, so I'm a little bit off of it, not too much. Left to right. Try to fix that a little bit. Now it's pretty much right behind me. Pop out and I should be facing the mail slot. is, facing the mail slot.
Flight assist on.
Just gonna pop into the station here. I hear that voice and I think of Salma Hayek for some reason. It's just not right. Python speed. Python speed. It's just not right because that accent is Indian, not Salma Hayek's nationality. Anyway, pop in the slot here. Land, and then I'm gonna
Landing gear
kind
deployed.
of do a quick short review here. Alright, you see this galactic intern? This is how you land a ship. You don't come in like a soccer player that just scored a goal. But anyway, alright, so let me pause for a second and I'll put up the summary and get rid of TC here, hide it. Okay. Okay, so those are the 3 steps. Hopefully they're showing up. Always fly with your ship with the orbit lines slightly above the center of your HUD. Always, just get in the habit. Second step is to put the landmark that you've noted to be either above or below the orbit lines in the proper space. If you got to flip your ship so it's above like it should be, then that's what you got to do. And then the last one is use that navigation aid there with the blue dot and pull up when it gets halfway between the center and the edge, top edge of the circle there. And that's it. Hopefully you find it useful.